When it comes to Pokemon investing, the market can be pretty overwhelming because there's so many Pokemon products to buy. Pokemon has been releasing more sets and products than ever, which can be really hard to keep up with. And today, a lot of Pokemon cards are also really expensive to invest in. So in this video, I'm covering my top 5 Pokemon cards under $50 that I'm investing in 2025. And I already own all of these cards, so it's not just some random list that I just made up. And I genuinely believe that these cards can increase in value. Now, if it's your first time on this channel, my name is Noah, and this is the #1 Pokemon card investing channel on YouTube. And here I make videos about Pokemon investing, updates on the market, and everything else that has to do with Pokemon cards. If you want to stay up to date about the Pokemon card market, feel free to subscribe. By the way, the last card that we're going to talk about in this video has incredible value, and I think that it's the best Pokemon card to invest in 2025. So make sure to stick to the end. The first card that I want to talk about has actually been released pretty recently, because the first card on my list is the Victini Illustration Rare promo card. This card is a promo card from the Black Bolt and White Flare collection box. And I've put this card on my list for two reasons. First up, because the artwork is just stunning, and second, because other illustration rare promo cards that have been released in the past have been going crazy in value, and I think that this card might have a shot to become expensive as well. For example, if we're going to take a look at the Kingdra and Greninja collection box from Shrouded Fable, these boxes are going for around $100, even though Shrouded Fable is the cheapest Pokemon card set in today's market. And if we'd go a level higher to a tag team box from Umbreon and Darkrai, these boxes have been going for around $800, and the promo card is going for around $100. Now, of course, I must admit that these boxes have an incredible pack lineup, but I think that there might be a shot that the exact same thing is going to happen with the Victini collection box, so I had to let you guys know. The Victini promo card is currently going for around $5 to $7. Oh, and by the way, I created a document you can download for free in the description that contains even more cards under $50 that are incredible investments. It's completely for free, so make sure to check it out in the description. The next card on my list has incredible potential in my opinion, because card number 2 is the Pikachu Full Art card from Celebrations. This card has become 10 times as valuable within a year. 10 times as valuable. Now, I think that this Pikachu just brings back a lot of nostalgia, and because of that, people just want to have this card. And since the set Celebrations is becoming pretty expensive and people are not really opening the packs anymore, people are starting to buy this Pikachu instead of trying to get it from a pack, even though it's actually pretty easy to pull from packs. Now, this card has indeed gone up a lot in value in the past year, but it's actually still a really cheap card, because just like the Victini card, this card goes for around $5 to $7. Now, since the 30th anniversary of Pokemon is coming up next year, there's a very high shot that Celebrations is going to go up in value a lot. So in my opinion, I think it's still a great time to buy these cards. I think it's very important that you invest in Pokemon cards that do not just have the potential to become very valuable, but also just cards that you really like. I started collecting Pokemon cards when I was 9 years old in the middle of the X and Y era. And the thing that made me fall in love with Pokemon cards were actually the Mega cards. Especially Mega Charizard, Mega Blastoise, Mega Mewtwo, and those kind of amazing cards. Now, since Pokemon decided to bring back Mega cards, which I'm really excited for by the way, there's a very high shot that the old Mega cards from X and Y are going to go up in value a lot in the next year. So number 3 on my list are the old Mega cards from X and Y. Cards like the Mega Charizard EX from Flashfire were the cards that I always wanted to have as a kid, and it really was a dream coming true to buy this card recently on a convention. So again, besides trying to make money with Pokemon cards, make sure you buy cards that you actually like. If you combine Pokemon investing with collecting, it becomes a bazillion times as fun. Now, I have to admit, not all Mega cards from the X and Y era are less than $50, especially not this Charizard card. But there are actually a lot of Mega cards that are going for a little over $10. Some examples are the Mega Venusaur EX from Evolutions, for example, which is going for around $14, or the Mega Steelix EX from Steam Siege, which is only going for $11. So if you do a little bit of research, it's pretty easy to find Mega cards under $50. Now, the next card on my list is actually two different kind of cards, and they're also one of my favorite cards to invest in. Now, number 4 is actually the Blastoise and Venusaur from Celebrations. And yes, they're from Celebrations again, because I'm truly convinced that Celebrations is going to become more valuable in the next year. Now again, these cards are really cheap because the Blastoise is going for around $10 and the Venusaur is going for around $9. Well, in my opinion, these cards look really clean. And just like the Pikachu from earlier, these cards bring back a lot of nostalgia. And because I think Celebrations has a lot of potential, I think that these cards can become way more valuable in the next year. Now, if you watch all the way to this point, you're a legend. All of the cards that I showed you on this list can bring you a lot of value. But now I'm going to share with you video what I think is the best Pokemon card investment of 2025. I've bought multiple copies of this card because I think it has so much potential. And the card is increasing in value fast. Because in the last month it already increased over 38%. The card that I'm talking about is the Mega Rayquaza EX from Celebrations. And the reason why I think that this is the best Pokemon card investment of 2025 is for 3 reasons. First up, the card is incredibly easy to grade and has a lot of potential to get a PSA 10 if you pull it from a booster pack, because the print quality is just amazing. But at the same time, the PSA 10 price of this card is so much higher than the raw value, because this card raw is going for around $50, but then the PSA 10 is going for over $230. Now the second reason is because this card is part of Celebrations, and like I've said a bazillion times already, I think Celebrations is just an awesome set. And lastly, because it's a mega card, and I think that mega cards can increase a lot in value since Pokemon is reprinting the mega cards. Now this card is increasing fast, and I don't think it will stay under $50 for a very long time. And you know, I just wanted to say that it's amazing to make money with something that you like to do. But if you're not careful while investing, you can actually lose money instead of making it. Now, if you don't want that to happen, make sure to watch this video next where I cover my 5 biggest Pokemon card investing mistakes that have costed me a fortune. Thank you a lot for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.